the demo machine. So what I've got here is I've got Abby, and I'm going to log in as Abby, and well, in theory I'm going to log in as Abby. Let's try on this machine. All right. So right here, I have the parental controls panel open, and Abby is an administrator account, but we want to set game restrictions here on Toby. So I go into Toby, and parental controls are turned on for Toby, and she's turned on logging and other things, but let's go and look at the game restrictions. So right now, she's got some restrictions configured, but let's see what her options are. Abby right now is using the ESRB as the game ratings board that is configured to set up to be used on this computer. But when Windows Vista ships, we're going to give Abby the option to use whatever games ratings board she wants. We're working with games rating boards around the world like PEGI in Europe and CERO in Japan and the OLFK in Australia, and actively seeking and trying to find others. Like there's a new one that's just a few months old in China and various others. So by the time we ship, Abby will be able to just choose and use whichever games rating system she feels is most appropriate. So with that rating system, she has several options. Toby right now is configured to play teen games and below. Depending on how restrictive Abby wants to be, she can allow everything up to adults or restrict it down to early childhood. If the game rating system supports it, she can configure by whatever the content descriptors that the game ratings board supports. In this case, the ESRB has a very large number of content descriptors that describe what can be in the game. She's configured it now so that Toby can't play games with gambling or nudity, and we can configure it to mature violence or whatever we want to do. Please hold. I'm sorry. Oh. I do not think I can do that easily right now. I'm sorry. All right. So anyway, she can configure it that way, or she can allow games by specific title. Now, this computer is configured right now only with the inbox games that are going to be in Vista when we ship, and we haven't had these games rated by the ESRB yet. We will. But for the purposes of this demo, these games are all thus considered unrated. So in this scenario, let's say Abby's noticed that Toby plays way too much solitaire and spider solitaire, and he's in trouble. So Abby has decided that spider solitaire and solitaire are always going to be blocked. So he shouldn't be able to get at those things. So let's go ahead and click all the way out here, and she's happy with these settings. And now she walks away, and she logs out. And now Toby's going to log in, and he wants to play some games. So we will log in here as Toby. And Toby's all excited getting on the computer, but he notices an odd icon in the system tray that he hasn't noticed before. This is the user notification icon, which is basically informing Toby that parental controls are turned on and how much time he has left to use the computer. But so Toby that one, but decides to go and try to play some computer games anyway. So he goes up here to the Games Explorer, which is another new feature in Windows Vista. So when the Games Explorer comes up, he notices two odd icons down at the bottom where his solitaire and spider solitaire games used to be. He's like, well, that doesn't look good. And so if he tries to play one of these games, instead of launching the game, what he gets is a parental controls dialog that says this game has been blocked. This would work if he tried to launch from the file system as well, or not work, as the case may be. So now Toby's all upset, and so he decides to log out. Okay.